Yeah. So I'm writing a letter, and I feel a finger tap me on the back because nobody said at ease. Fucking nobody, which is like a rule. If a drill sergeant walks in the room, you say at ease and you stand up and you
scream it.
Yeah. So, but nobody fucking said it. And he comes up to me, taps me on the shoulder, and I go, "Who the fuck are you?" And he just looks down at me, and then I see the staff sergeant rank on his chest. I'm like, "Eddie!"
We should talk about just our experience. Because like when I came out of the gas chamber, they're like, "Wave your arms." So I'm like, "Wave your arms."
Flap your arms.
I fucking destroyed Drill Sergeant Della Rosa. I freaking boom knocked her off her feet, and I keep going. And I'm like, I totally just fucking hit Drill Sergeant Della Rosa, and they're like, "No, you fucking didn't." I'm like, "Yeah, I did." And she's like freaking out over there, like just screaming, and it calms down, right? And I'm like, "Hey, can you come with me? I'm gonna go apologize to her." So I'm running up to apologize. She's like, "You fuckers are lucky I don't know which one of you just fucking hit me." And I turned around, ran back, and I was like, "We don't speak anything of this."
Shut up. Welcome back to the hot dog. Are we recording?
Yeah.
Okay. Welcome back. We're eating pizza, having a grand old time. And as some of you may have gathered, me and Big Boy Thickums over here, we're in the military, and we just started talking about basic training, because basic training is the best thing that you never want to do again. It is hilarious, and there's a lot of dumb shit that happens. So, what did you... Oh my God! Did you put a whole piece in your mouth? Ew, it's leaking out. Anyways, so we're going to talk about some of the dumb shit that happened at basic training. Because there is a lot of dumb shit. And we have a guy here who's not on camera and also was not in the military, who I'm sure could ask some civvy questions. Mm-hmm. Civvy questions are always nice. I like civvy questions.
You're funny. Stupid.
Okay, but I do have a pet peeve. As soon as somebody... What is the first question somebody asks you, some rando, whenever you say that you're in the military?
Usually, when I get asked, it's someone that's also was in the military, and they're just like, "Oh, what'd you do?" I'm like, "Oh, nothing." And I just tell them, like, my job and stuff. Mm. But, yep, that's about it.
Oh. See, I always get, like, if it comes up in conversation with a random person that was not in the military, and I was like, "Oh, yeah, I was in the Army." They're like, "Did you kill anybody?"
Oh, yeah. I get those from kids, and I'm just like, "Yeah, brother."
Yeah, you're next. I got PTSD, and you're triggering it right now. But that does bug me. Like, what? Why? Why?
Would you cool to kill someone?
But it's also...
I want to know.
But also, at the same time, if you're in prison and you get out and you're talking to somebody that wasn't in prison or like didn't work in prison, the first question is normally, "Did you get raped?"
We were just talking about our different basic training experiences.
Yeah, because you went to what, Fort Jackson?
I went to Relaxin' Jackson, and it wasn't so relaxing. But I'll let him tell his story first, because I was just mind blown on how like soft it sounds.
Yeah, it was very relaxed for the first few days. So I went to Fort Leonard Wood, which is in Missouri. Terrible place. Do not recommend going there. But yeah, so I showed up, and like I was telling them, I stayed at the airport for like 2 full days until the buses were coming to pick us all up and take us to Fort Leonard Wood. And that was super boring, but we had Xboxes. Everything was fine. We had food. Cool. Got on the buses. It was a 4-hour bus ride there. Once again, awful, because then you're just building it all up in your mind, like what's coming. And then nothing happened. We got to reception, 43rd is what it was, because you got your fucking basic training boots, and you got the old 43rds on. That's what we always said. They're like Jordans. But yeah, so we showed up there, and some random dopey corporal or specialist or whatever came on and was like, "Okay, guys, get out, line up, feet on the paint, because there's little foot marks on all of them. And he's like, and just wait here. Not at all what any of us were expecting. Because you see all the videos. I'm sure everybody has seen the videos online of just...
They were exactly what happened to me.
Yeah, like, as soon as the bus stops, 5 dudes rush onto the bus and just start screaming, trying to make it as chaotic as possible. Not what happened at first with me. So we all, like, get out, and we're standing on these fucking painted feet, and we see a drill sergeant hat coming out. We're like, all right, now it's game time. No. He was like, all right, everybody file in. There's benches in there. You're going to file in back to front, right to left. Cool. So we fucking file in there. And then this is when the amnesty period thing started. Like, if you have a medical condition that would, yeah, it was weird. But, so we go in, and they're like, make your phone call to your loved ones. This is what you're going to say. You're going to say, I, Private McConnell, that's me, have arrived at Fort Leonard Wood. I am safe. Goodbye. And they're like, say fucking nothing else. And we were like, okay. And then I threw in a love you to my mom. And this drill sergeant was like, do you not fucking have ears? Like, we literally said, don't add anything else. And I was like, sorry, but like it already happened. And then they were like, okay, now we're going to go through. And if anybody has any medical conditions that they didn't disclose at MEPS, like it was the most boring shit in the fucking world. And that was every day for the 6 or 7 days that I was at reception was just, okay, this day. Oh, it was 7 days because I got there November 6th. So the 5th day was Veterans Day, and ain't jack shit happened at reception on Veterans Day. We literally sat in a movie theater and watched war movies. Cool. Right? It was pretty cool. We watched, what's the one? The Fury with the tanks. And we watched Saving Private Ryan, and we watched Black Hawk Down.
You good?
What year was this? Yeah, I'm good. I just struggle to swallow, that's all.
That face, I'm like, do you need the Heimlich? Because I don't know if I can get through your 6-pack.
Is it only 6, or you have more than 6?
It's just genetic. Yeah. I got 6, but I got like 2 on my ribs, so it's technically 8. But it's just how it's how the tendons go across your stomach. But anyway,
it's technically 8. Whatever. Anyways, so yeah, every day it was like, okay, this is the day you go and get your shots. Fucking go eat. This afternoon you're gonna go get your uniforms issued to you. It was monotonous as fuck. Then we got on another bus to go to where we were going to basic training. Alpha Company 31st Engineer Battalion, Iowa Street, Fort Leonard Wood, Missouri. If you ever want to go fucking see them. But then we showed up there, and that's when the shit hit the fan. That was the real shark attack. Because, like, that was what they filed onto the bus, started screaming at us. We got big duffel bags, can't see, can't really move right. I was just telling them I kicked some bitch in the face. Yeah, and then we went and stood in formation for like 4 hours and got the dog shit smoked out of us. It was great. Then we go back up to our bays, and they, like, make They make everybody fucking get an alphabetical order in the bunks, you know? Mm-hmm. And then we had...
That's how I got with Private Thomas. He was my bunkmate.
I had Private McLeod on my left side. Cool dude. Super hot wife. And then I had Private McDonald. There was 2 McDonalds. There was C. McDonald, who was this black dude from New Orleans, and he was literally Bubba Gump. Or,
awesome.
Not Bubba Gump, because Gump was Forrest Gump,
Yeah.
but Bubba. He had, like, big old lips, and he couldn't understand a goddamn word he said. It was hilarious. I loved him. And then there was, like, a Gold Glove boxer McDonald. He was kind of a douche, but he beat the fuck out of some dudes. And, but, yeah, and then they, like, started smoking us again. That's just the first 3 weeks of basic training. You get the absolute dog shit smoked out of you.
Lucky. What year was that?
2016?
Mine was also 2016. Yeah, I enlisted in 2016. It was April 20th because it was fucking funny that it was 420 and we were all taking a drug test. So I went to basic training like a week before school actually let out for the summer. I was a split op. And, you know, we're kind of going. Everything's pretty casual all the way through the airport. It's pretty similar to yours, only we were at the airport for like 2 hours. Anyway, we're in the airport in the USO, and they're like, the drill sergeants are here to pick you up for basic. We're like, okay. So we go out there, and there's just like 3 drill sergeants like, why the fuck are you walking? Get in formation, get! You're just like, ah! So everyone's just like screaming and running around and getting information. They're smoking us, and they're like, get on the fucking bus. So we're on the fucking bus, and they're like, all right, everyone, close your eyes. Put it against the seat in front of you. You're like, for like 30 minutes on the way there. So you get there, and then a bunch of drill sergeants get on the bus, and they're like, get off my fucking bus!
You just
Line up by the doors!
You just told me to
Females
get
on the
on
left,
the bus.
males on the right! Ah! Everyone's like running around again. So we get in lines, females on the left, men on the right. And then they just start smoking the shit out of us till muscle failure. They give us this like shitty ass, well, actually it wasn't that shitty, but it was kind of like a lunchable like meal. They're like, you have 10 minutes. You're going to watch this video while you're eating this. That's it. So we're sitting there eating. I'm like trying to eat. And I'm like, they're going to make us run. I better not eat. And I just couldn't eat all day anyway. So I just didn't eat it. And we threw it out. Man, I regretted that because I was so hungry. I thought about that meal every time I was hungry throughout basic. Anyway, so the next thing that happens, they're like emptying your bags. And they're going through your bags, taking all the Red Bulls, taking all the tobacco and whatnot that people are trying to sneak in. So I like repack my bag after they check my bag. And then this one drill sergeant, we're all in formation again. He's like, whose phone charger? Whose phone charger? I'm going to throw it out. And I'm like, oh shit, that's me. So I run up behind him and I like stand up parade rest or whatever. And he goes, you better back the fuck up. He was some like short black dude, drill sergeant. And I looked at him, and I have a very extensive wrestling background. I looked up at him up and down, kind of smirked, and I took a step back, and I took my charger. So I take my charger, put it in the bag, and then we're just like running around, getting our boots, getting our shit. So like 3 days of getting shots and getting our equipment and doing all sorts of shit. We like sit there for like 4 days through, I think, Memorial Day. Memorial Day is when we shipped out to basic training. And that's when they take like your phones and stuff. But anyway, the same thing happened. They put you on a bus. Only this time, they had me take a laundry bag and put it over my head. Everyone had a laundry bag over their head, and we were just like being transported. And it felt like forever. I fell asleep so many times and woke up to screaming so many times. Shit, like not knowing what's going on. So then they're like, you can uncover your head. So we uncover our heads, and there's a drill sergeant at the entrance of the bus. He's like, you have 5 seconds to get off my fucking bus. Again, how many times are they going to do this shit? So we're all like, move! Like everyone's like shoving each other out of the way. I don't remember how our bags got there. I think we threw it onto something and they got thrown into like a field somewhere that we had to pick them up. But I'll get to that. So we're all running, and I get out of this thing, and it was my first view outside because I had like blacked out windows. That shit was like fucking Afghanistan. That was my first thought. I was like, where'd they get all this sand? There's just sand everywhere. And I just kind of like freeze a little bit, and I just see drill sergeants like swarming people, just like, if this, hold this, McConnell. This is a poor private that has fallen on the ground.
Oof. Don't fall.
Each of my fingers.
Only the weak fall.
Our drill sergeants that was just like everywhere, scattered about intermittently. And I'm running. I see a guy in front of me just tank this old dude over. It was the first sergeant. So all the other drill sergeants that were swarming all the other kids, privates, runs over to this guy and just starts screaming at this guy. This guy's crying. He's like the biggest guy there. It was insane. Anyway, so then we run up this hill and we grab our duffel bags, and they have us hold them above our head. And then someone else runs up the hill, or a drill sergeant walks up the hill slowly while you're holding these over your head. And he goes, who told you to be at the top of this hill? Go to the bottom of the hill where you're supposed to be. So we all run down the bottom of the hill. And then we're holding the bags over our heads again. They're like, who told you to be at the bottom of this hill? Go to the top. So we're just, we don't even know how long it was.
God,
so then,
I hated that.
It was awful. So then they have us finally, it starts calming down. They separate us into platoons. We were fourth platoon, Foxtrot Company, 362nd Infantry Regiment, or something like that. It was Leyte Dragons. Numbers that the military likes and don't really mean anything, is what it was. But anyway, it was Leyte Dragons. That was our like battalion or whatever. And we get on the phone, and it was similar to how he described it, where you make your phone call home, and they basically tell you have 1 minute, say what you have to say, and you're done. So we say, hey, I made it to basic. I'm okay. I'll maybe get a phone call later on. Bye. And that was it. So I did that. I hung up the phone. I turned off my phone like they told me to do. And these fucking guys from Puerto Rico would not get off their fucking phones. And we're sitting there talking to their family as the drill sergeants are screaming at them to finally hang up the phone.
There's always at least one.
They were just screaming at these guys. His name was Torres. He was kind of a good dude, but I have another story about Torres after this. He fought a Drill Sergeant Mendoza. Yeah, it was pretty crazy. A lot of things happened on Fire Guard, specifically when I was on Fire Guard with Thomas. We always had shit happen every time we were on Fire Guard, and we're like, how does this always happen to us? I'm going to describe those stories next. So yeah, that was basically our first day at actual basic training, but like it takes a week to get to your first day of basic training.
Very annoying.
Yeah, and I remember there was this beam that we always ran to and shit. It was pretty fun. We'd always like run back, and then go. That's how we had to go to bed every night, just sprinting there. We also had mystical powers in basic, where if you like sat down, you were dead. Out.
Dude, I was just. Is there anything better than the sleep on the 5-minute bus ride to a range?
Yeah, you're just like
as soon as you're still just.
And everyone's screaming at you, like all your other buddies that are like the leadership that they put in charge are like, have some discipline. We're like, fuck your discipline. Back to sleep.
I remember we only had 3 platoons in our company, so we didn't get enough buses ever. So there was always 2 people to a seat on both sides, and then there was people jammed up the middle in the aisle.
Because you didn't have 4 platoons, you didn't get the amount of buses you
Right.
needed? Oh, that's like the opposite of what should happen,
Right.
of course.
So we're packed in there like an entire platoon of however many people, I don't remember, in one bus, and I always ended up like in the middle, just standing there like this with people sardine canned around me, and I was still able to fall asleep.
Yeah.
You're just like,
I've fallen asleep against someone's rucksack before.
yeah, that's the best sleep in the world.
So the first night that I was on Fire Guard with Thomas,
I have a fire guard story too.
yeah, I have several. Well, we hear something on like a radio or something. We're supposed to keep communication with the CQ. And it was, hey, there's supposed to be 2 sets of 2 for the Fire Guard per shift. So we wake up the next guy and we're like, hey, they just told us that we were supposed to have 4 up, like you, and you guys are the next ones. And they were pissed off because somehow they didn't repeat what they had said. They were supposed to repeat it. I can't remember how it exactly went because I was young and I was tired.
Mm-hmm.
So anyway, they went back to sleep. They were all pissed off at us. And then like a couple nights later, we were on Fire Guard again, and some people came in, and there was like a captain, one was a female, and there was 2 captains, I think. One was a male, and they were smoking the shit out of us, and we were like, why are we getting smoked? And they're like, there's supposed to be 4 Fire Guards, and these guys were talking shit the next day that we woke them up for no reason. Motherfucker, fuck you guys. You guys got us smoked, and everyone blamed us. And then there was another situation. We had got off Nick at Night, and we were supposed to clean weapons while we were asleep, while everyone was asleep.
While we were asleep.
Well, so you do it while everyone's sleeping on
Yeah.
the Fire Guard. So we woke up and we're doing our thing. We're like, okay, we'll just clean our weapons first, because the last guys, they weren't cleaning at all, but they said they were. And we're like, where'd you stop? Oh, I can't remember. So we're cleaning our weapons, and Drill Sergeant comes by. He's like, whose weapons you cleaning? Ours. Okay, how many weapons have been cleaned? We go, we don't know. And my God, lights come on, toe the line, get smoked for a couple hours. We're in trouble by the whole platoon again. We're like, motherfuckers, it was you guys that did it. And then we got some reservist drill sergeants in or National Guard, one or the other, every cycle. And at the end, we had Drill Sergeant Mendoza and some other lady who was a good old Southern girl, older. She was awesome. But Mendoza, he was a fucking dick, but I liked him because he worked out.
That's all it
what
takes
happened
for
was he was
Tibbs.
I know. He was on CQ one night, and Mendoza was on CQ, and we were on Fire Guard, but we had a CQ roster and we had a Fire Guard roster. So while we were doing our Fire Guard, we we were like, hey, did CQ get woke up? And they're like, oh shit, no, they didn't. So now we have like a minute to get CQ up, dressed, and to Mendoza. And on the hour, he barges in. Guess what? The hour before, they didn't get fucking there on time either. So he's fucking pissed. And Torres, which is the guy before me, and Suddy, I think is what his name was. Torres liked Suddy because Suddy was like a really good leader. So he didn't wake him up for fire guard. So he did it alone. And he was a bear when you woke him up. He was a big Puerto Rican man who liked his sleep. And Mendoza was kind of an asshole. He would always constantly challenge people to like fight him or something. So Torres, being a large Puerto Rican man and a very angry large Puerto Rican man, took off his dog tags. Drill sergeant took off his hat. Torres took off his Army PT shirt. Mendoza took off his blouse, and they were about to go at it in our fucking kill zone. We had like the whole fucking platoon in between these guys. It was awesome.
It was awesome.
It was one of those moments where I was like, man, I wish I could record this. And there was one more moment that I remember. I don't know what got into me one night, but I was obsessed right before, like 2 days before graduation, with getting to my stuff to get my contacts. I don't know why, but I was fucking obsessed with those contacts, and that all of our stuff was in a back room, like locked closet. Yeah. But for some reason, I don't know if the door swelled or what, with like we didn't have AC. So like,
oh, you were there over the summer? Yeah. Yikes.
Yeah, well, we had a fan, and at night it'd get really fucking cold from the fan, and we thought it made the door like shrink and swell from the extreme heat, and then like pretty fucking cold. Like we could see our breath in the morning. Sorry. Anyway, I was obsessed with getting these things because that door kept opening. The door was open one morning, and I was like looking around, and everyone was getting ready, and I'm like, I'm gonna go get my contacts. So I open up the door, I go to my bag, I open it up, and one of the guys in there, his name was Sora. He was a bigger guy, but I don't know. Usually I would have just like fought him or wrestled him or something for coming in and addressing me the way he did. But I really appreciate that he walked in there and was like, what the fuck are you doing? Because whatever it was about how he was standing and how what he had said was like, I don't know what I'm doing, to be honest. Like, I have like 2 days before I get these anyway. So I'm like, I don't know what I'm thinking. I'm going to leave. And he's like, that's a good idea. Like, we locked the door again, and everything was okay. No one ever found out. But that's all I remember from basic training. I remember Drill Sergeant Rubio running around and doing weird things because he looked like a tan Sylvester Stallone. And he was awesome. I'd like to meet him again someday, but I have no idea how to contact him. So I don't remember like anything else though, because I was 17 and it was miserable.
Let me tell you how much of a shitbag I was in basic training.
Hold that up.
I was the guy that you probably would have hated. Okay, so fire guard, an hour at a time, 4 dudes, and there was one at the front of the bay next to the door where the drill sergeants came in. There was one there. There was one back here at the weapons rack, and then there was 2 cleaning. Okay. Each side had a latrine that they had to clean, right? And it swapped.
Real quick, did you have a barracks or did you have a trailer like we did?
I had a barracks.
You lucky fucker.
Yeah, it was actually pretty nice.
Trailer.
Did you have open showers?
Yes.
We had individual showers.
We also had no like stalls.
We had stalls.
Shit
we had stalls and we had showers. They did not have curtains on them, though.
Fuck you. That is so unfair.
But anyways, so most of the time on fire guard, I slept. If I was cleaning, I'm like...
We slept too, but it was just annoying that we always got blamed for it.
Yeah, but see, I was lucky. My last name has an M in it. So for some reason, I was always in like the middle of the hour when the drill sergeants weren't coming by. It was fucking sweet. But if I was at the weapons rack, I'd just fucking lean on that bitch, go to sleep. If I was cleaning, I would just go into a bathroom stall with my mop bucket and go to sleep. That's just kind of what I did. But one time I was sleeping at the weapons rack, right? And the sound of the door opening woke me up, and I was like, shit. And I look around because there's like beds in the way. We had 4 rows of beds and wall lockers, and then there was 2 aisles that you walk down, right? This is the front of the bay, this is the back. I peek around these lockers, and I see my homeboy fucking up there at the desk. That motherfucker's sleeping. I'm like, oh no. This is not gonna be good. And then I see the hat and everything, drill sergeant, and he fucking walks around, and then he peeks down and he sees me seeing him, and he's like, I'm like, okay, if you say so. And then I see the drill sergeant walk over to this dude who's all slumped.
I bet your butthole was so puckered.
Oh yeah. He walks over to this dude, and I thought he's gonna get like chewed out, fucking something. And the drill sergeant pops a leg up around him. His kid's sitting right here, and he just starts doing this to the kid. And he like touched his head, and the kid woke up. And oh, what the fuck? He's like, shh, shh. I'm skull fucking you, private. And then he proceeded to turn the lights on and smoke the dog shit out of us. I was laughing so hard the whole time we're getting smoked. Everybody's like, dude, this isn't funny. I'm like, you didn't see what I saw.
I had one thing that actually reminded me of. We had this one guy. He actually is the same guy that introduced me to Bat Metal. If you haven't watched Bat Metal, look it up. It's fucking hilarious. I was watching that when we were cleaning weapons after we were done with everything. But he would run around when we were doing FTXs. And when people would be asleep and it was not every other person, he'd go and he'd have this red marker and he'd just like just be fucking slashing throats. It was fucking hilarious.
Dude, FTXs were the best.
Dude, they're awful.
So,
I didn't sleep the entire time.
Oh no, neither did we. That was when they really fucked with us the most, was FTXs. But my like best friend in basic training, his name's LaPrade. He's big, strong, dumb as fuck. Like he was the one that they like laser focused in on. Like when everybody else is doing something, they're like, "Where's fucking LaPrade at? See what that dumb piece of shit's doing." So they're looking for it. And then it was the last FTX. It was Seftex. And we had done like a quote unquote mission type thing. You know, oh, you go and you do battle drill alpha and you're gonna assault through in an L shape, all that dumb shit. And so they were like, okay, we have all these fucking blanks. We don't care about these fucking blanks. Go fire them off into the woods. That way we just don't have to worry about it, right? Pick up all the brass. And so he grabs 2 saws and he like puts them on his hip and he's like Rambo-ing blanks into the air. And Drill Sergeant Ramirez, she was like little Latina woman, fucking the worst. Like
Dolorosa.
Yeah, she fucked us up a lot, and she really hated him. She saw him, she grabbed him by the collar and like throws him down on the ground, and she's like, "Start fucking low crawling now!" And he low crawls out of the woods and onto this fucking gravel road that's like a quarter mile long, and she's like, "Go to that end, then go to that end, and you just go until I tell you to stop." And he went for so long that we all had to take.
Is he bleeding?
No.
He didn't bleed?
No, but
That's a tough son
I'll
of
tell you
bitch,
what,
dude.
he kept his fucking head down and he just kept crawling for so long that we were taking 2-hour shifts standing there with him. So he had a battle buddy. And then after 2 hours, somebody would come swap out with us and then we would go back. He did this for like 10 hours. Just fucking low crawled back and forth on
he didn't bleed.
It was nuts. Like every once in a while, we'd forget that he was doing it, and we'd be like, "Where's LaPrade?" Oh, right, he's still over there, and low crawling. He was so mad by the end of it, but he spent like a full 10 hours just low crawling back and forth and back and forth. He's like, "I must have low crawled 10 miles today." He's like, "This was the dumbest shit I've ever done."
Nightmares of that day.
Oh my god, it was hilarious though. We're like, "You dumb fuck."
Speaking of nightmares, I used to wake up in the middle of the night in basic, standing at attention, having vivid dreams that people were getting up and moving and getting, like, leaving. And I'd just stand there and stand there and stand there until a fire guard, like, woke me up out of it. I was so fucking stressed out.
Oh, we had a kid. His name was Mills. He was from Kentucky. He would, like, randomly sit up on his bed. And, like, I think he was sleeping, but I'm not sure because his eyes were open. But he'd, like, sit just bolt upright on his bed and swing his legs off to the side. And we'd see him on fire guard, and we're like, okay, maybe he's like gonna take a piss or something. No, it was always something fucking weird. And like he would just turn. The one time I came up to him, I'm like, hey, Mills, you all right? Because he sat there for like 10, 15 minutes just staring. And he turns and looks at the wall, and he's like, I see things sometimes. And then just lays back down. I'm like, what? You can't just say that. What do you mean?
Heather does that kind of shit. I'll be like sleeping. She goes, John. I'm like, what? There's a man standing beside the bed. I'm like, I look and I'm like, Heather, there's nothing there. She goes, he's right there, like right in front of us. I'm like, wake up, you're freaking me out. I am awake. I'm like, you're freaking me out.
Like, I didn't know what this dude's issue was. He's like, I see and he's like from Kentucky. So he had this weird like mix of Appalachian and Southern accent. He's like, I see things sometimes. I'm like, oh my God, you inbred fuck. What is going on? Like,
We're at an IQ of fucking 65.
but then after that FTX where he was low crawling, there were these two dudes in first platoon that were supposed to be pulling fire guard, and we had like those.
Did you have more than one platoon in the same form?
The same FTX.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
So, and then we were all split up by squad in like these little wooden hut type things.
You had
with, like,
huts?
yeah.
You didn't just sleep in your foxhole?
No, it was wintertime. So I think they legally had to at least try and put us in huts because we had like a little wood stove too. Fucking. Anyway, so they were supposed to be on fire guard, which is supposed to like they were supposed to patrol around because the drill sergeants were the opposing force and they were going to attack us, which they did a lot.
Yeah.
But they caught them just going around to different, they called them hooches, different hooches to sleep. And they would just, for the whole hour, they'd like 10 minutes in this one, fucking move to the next one, 10 minutes in this one. One dude's name was Private Cheeks. He had the best singing voice I've ever heard. And the other dude was this guy from, where was he? Congo. His name was Pilu, spelled Mpilu. His brother was a child soldier. Anyways, a child soldier?
What's that?
You remember, like, Coney 2012?
No.
Okay, so there was this warlord in the Congo that would kill people's parents and then take the kids and give them an AK, and that was his army.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Yeah, so his brother was one of them.
That's awesome.
Yeah, because we asked him about it, and we were like, huh, you're from the Congo. What's up with all the child soldiers? And he's like, my brother was a child soldier. And we're like,
Wasn't that the invisible children thing?
yeah.
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 Jesus Christ, I haven't never heard of that. That's crazy.
Yeah. But anyway, so it was them two, and then they come back, and the drill sergeants just start ripping hooches open, and they're like, okay, these two fucking deadbeats wanted to be asleep, so now everybody has to stay up 100% fire guard all night. And I mean, I'd already been asleep for like 4 hours, so I was fine. But poor LaPrade had just low crawled back and forth for like 10 hours. And then they were like, get the fuck out of bed and go lay in the woods and pull security. He's like, are you fucking kidding me, dude?
Oh my God.
Yeah,
that's fucking hilarious.
That poor guy. It was just because of his own stupidity. Because he was the same Drill Sergeant Ramirez. We were at did you guys have like a kill house thing where you have to go through and do movements through, like to clear a building? We were doing that with those sim rounds. And he went up to that same drill sergeant. He's like, drill sergeant, can I shoot you with this? And she's like,
fuck no.
are you like actually retarded? Like, what the fuck is wrong with you? But yeah, it was always his own fault. But like, poor guy he got jacked in basic. I will say that.
I lost all my muscle mass in basic.
Well, he lost all of his fat. Because he was like a little pudgy. He was still like big and strong, but he was like a little pudgy. By the end of it, he was fucking ripped. Because he was just constantly getting smoked. He had to low crawl another time, but I had to do this one with him. Because, so when you went to eat at the chow hall, right? You're in formation, but you can't take weapons into the chow hall. So you leave them back, and then there's weapons guards.
Yeah.
Okay, so me and him always volunteered to be the ones that got first in line for food. Hurry up, go in there, eat as fast as we can, head back to the barracks. There's sirens outside. Anyway, so that's what we did anytime we could, because they eventually caught on to what we were doing. We were doing that way we could eat a little bit slower and then go back and not be around drill sergeants for a little bit. So we come back and all of the weapons are on fire. And we're like,
How?
what the fuck is up with this? And then this other drill sergeant comes out of the barracks and he's like, get the fuck in here. And we're like, we just got here. And he's like, I don't fucking care. Get in here. And we're like, okay. So we go inside and he just starts chewing us out about putting the weapons on fire. And we're like, we're trying to tell, we're like, drill sergeant, we didn't do it. We literally just got back from the chow hall. It was Jimenez and Hoagland, you cucks.
Wait, how'd they get on fire?
Because the first two weapons guards went through and flipped everybody's weapon from safe to fire.
That's what you mean.
Yeah.
I thought you meant they lit them on fire.
No.
I was like,
That's
how
what I
does
thought,
this even
too.
happen? Okay.
No.
I was
There
sitting here like,
were like active flames. Like
I thought he was smoking you because you were fire guard and you failed at fire
No.
guarding.
We were weapons guarding. But all of they went from safe to fire, which is a no. Keep your weapon on.
Yeah,
safe. Dumb basic training shit.
Well, this is actually your safety
Yeah.
always. So.
Keep your booger hook off the bang switch. Fucking. So he's like, grab your M4s right now. And he's like, and start low crawling. And we had like a rubber chip, the little rubber chips. We had a pit filled with those in the middle of like a 1/4 mile track.
We had like
Like a running
like
track.
regular chips, like wood chips.
Oh, those would have been so much worse.
I bet.
But ours was like the rubber chips, but there was a track around it, like a high school fucking track and field track. And he's like, start low crawling around the fucking track. So we did, and we
Did
kept
you
going.
ever get a chance to tell him?
Yeah, after we were done, he was like, "Yeah, I know it wasn't you guys," and we're like, "What the fuck, dude?" And we're like covered in mud, and like, when I was low crawling, you know how you low crawl, you have your thumb hooked onto your sling right here, and you have the M4 laying across like your arm. My foot kicked it, and I jammed my front sight post into my eye. Like right here, so I'm bleeding down my face. I'm covered in mud. And he's like, "Yeah, go upstairs, get cleaned up, guys." And and I'm like,
This guy was just fucking bored.
yeah. He was actually like one of the coolest drill sergeants too, because he came in halfway through. Because we had a drill sergeant that died halfway through.
Jesus.
She got in a car accident.
Oh
But,
shit.
yeah, like it was halfway through. They're like, "Hey, I forget her name," which seems disrespectful. Because I went to like her funeral service and shit.
But you also like blocked out the pain.
yeah, you forget a lot of basic training.
I've forgotten most of basic training.
Like I remember the highlights.
I remember a few things like drill sergeant running around with a fucking rifle right here and like just crawling around and
Yeah.
doing crazy shit. And I was like
That
really impressed.
well,
somehow.
that Angry Cops guy.
Yeah.
He would go around and he had like one of the knife.
You need to tell them about the.
Yeah. So there's a YouTube channel. His name is Angry Cops. He's fucking hilarious. Guess when he wasn't hilarious? Basic training. He was one of my drill sergeants. Okay? He was awful. He was the worst dude on the fucking planet. He would like go around and he had this knife with like a retractable blade and he just like start shanking privates. And he's like, "You're dead, lay down." And we're like, "Ah!" So we lay down. And yes, he was weird, man. He was a weird fucking dude.
This shit's so funny.
I forget what I was talking about now. Before that, oh yeah, so that drill sergeant died, and this guy, Drill Sergeant Lobato, came in to replace her, and like he was super cool most of the time, but like every once in a while, it was like he just got this itch where he's like, "I want to fuck with these idiots. Like, I want to just ruin their day a little bit." And that was one of those times. Cause I remember one time he let me slide because he came up the back way in our bay because there was like a front entrance and then on this side there were stairs that went the whole way down to outside. And he came up the stairs, which nobody ever did. They didn't want to walk in the cold, so they came up the inside. And it was when he first got there. None of us knew who the fuck he was, and it was a Sunday. He was the only drill sergeant there. And we see some fucking dude walk in, no hat or anything, and he was bald, so his head was shaved like the rest of us. He didn't have a high and tight. That's normally how you tell them apart from
He'd
a
be like,
distance.
Who dat?
Yeah. So I'm writing a letter, and I feel a finger tap me on the back because nobody said at ease. Fucking nobody, which is like a rule. If a drill sergeant walks in the room, you say at ease and you stand up and
You
you go.
scream it.
Yeah. So, but nobody fucking said it. And he comes up to me, taps me on the shoulder, and I go, "Who the fuck are you?" And he just looks down at me, and then I see the staff sergeant rank on his chest. I'm like, "Eddie!"
Did you say anything other than at ease, or did you?
Oh yeah, no, I screamed it. I was like, "Ah! Eddie!" And then everybody stops and they're like looking at me like I'm psychotic. There's dudes squirreling out from under their bunks where they were napping.
I forgot about that, dude.
Sleeping under your bunk because you weren't allowed to sleep.
We had like a amnesty day at the end of basic where Drill Sergeant Rubio was like, "So what'd you guys get away with?" And like everyone was kind of like confessing, and I was like, "I slept in the closet for the past like we had a supply closet, and I would take my Camelback and I'd blow it up with air, and I'd use it as a pillow, and I'd sleep in there. And I can't tell you how many times I woke up and people were getting smoked for sleeping, and I'm just like good, just sitting in the closet, and then I hear like calm down. I hear a door slam, and I like poke my head up, and they're like, "You fucking asshole!"
Yeah, dude, we would sleep.
I forgot about that
We
shit.
would sleep under the bunks, or if you went into the laundry room, because each bay had like a laundry room attached to
Real
it.
quick, I almost forgot to finish my thought. He smoked the shit out of me, even though it was amnesty.
Oh,
He was like, "You motherfucker."
yeah. We
Continue.
But if you went into the laundry room, on top of the dryers, they were all really close. Fucking lay your laundry bags out, because we had 2 laundry bags. Lay your laundry bags out to keep you off the metal, and then they got really warm.
You had more than one like place to do laundry. You didn't just have one washer and one dryer.
Oh no, buddy. We had 5 on this side for this half of the bay, and then 5 of each on this side for this half of the bay. We were living rich, dog.
We had one washer and one dryer, and the one
No.
dryer melted someone's fucking PT trunks into all their shit.
No, each platoon had fucking 10 washer and dryers to them. You
The
should have
amount-
gone to Leonardwood, dude. That's
The
all.
amount that we had to fight over those fucking the washer and dryer. We had a fucking list, a sign up list.
Yeah.
Each night we made it. We started like,
Yeah.
well, first shift, fire guard does this person and this person's laundry, and then puts it on their bunk.
No, that's not what we did. When our bags got full that were hanging on the end of our bunks, we just went in because that bag had our name on it. And we would go in and we'd sit it on a washer if it had clothes in it saying, "Hey, I claim this bitch next." And then as soon as that one was done, you threw your shit in. Man, I don't know what to tell you. You went to a bad basic training location. Mine was sick.
Why do they call it Relaxin' Jackson?
I think that's to fuck with you because I'm pretty sure it's one of the more bad ones.
God damn, that sucked.
Because I've heard Fort Sill's pretty easy too.
Really?
Yeah,
Fuck my
which
life.
is artillery.
Dude, that shit sucked.
Dude, you'd have been a sick artilleryman.
Yes, I'd love to be in a tank and get fucking roasted alive by a missile.
No, you'd be artillery. You'd be like 3 miles away with a howitzer. That's a mortarman.
Oh.
With a
What the fuck does artillery do?
artillery, they have the howitzers, the big fucking.
Oh yeah.
And then they
I
they
saw it.
jam that fucking
Right.
round up in there, and the dude with the cords like
I
kaboom.
don't know why I was thinking like it was the tiny guys.
Yeah, you're thinking mortarman.
Yeah, it was.
They're just infantry. They go to infantry
That's
school.
why I was like, huh? But no, I saw those howitzers in my first FTX as a reservist. They had like 12 of them lined up, and there was like a family day while they're in the field, which is weird in the reserve.
That is weird.
But anyway, it was pretty cool because we got a video, and they were just like sending these fucking missiles off, and like the ground was just shaking.
Yeah.
That was so cool.
Yeah.
But I also don't want to get roasted alive inside one of those things.
Nah, it'd be all right.
That would suck. Just get cooked in that.
Yeah, dude, our basic training was pretty cool. There was a lot of, I don't know what it was, but we got fucked with a lot. Like
I think everyone
just
does.
funny shit. Like I just thought basic training was the funniest fucking thing.
There's a lot of funny shit that
In
happened,
the
but
world.
We're not allowed. Oh, we were not.
Don't
allowed.
laugh. Do not laugh.
I liked when people started popping boners and they'd just be like, they'd be like screaming at them because they were like, whatever. Like their dick started working again. When you go to basic training, your dick stops working for at least 6 weeks. At least. Mine started working again around week 8.5 because I was like 2 weeks from going home and I was like, this shit works again.
Yeah,
I was really excited.
That was about when I started getting horny.
Yeah.
Like, because you don't have time to be horny. At all for like the first 6 weeks.
That's a great way to describe it.
You don't have time to be horny. You're just you sleep, you wake up, you do a bunch of shit. Your mind has no idea what's happening. You're just like, I'm at a range now. Pew 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 pew. Oh, I'm getting smoked. Fuck, you're just running everywhere.
Oh,
like,
I'm running through the woods now with like people that have no idea how to do land nav.
Yeah,
and
like,
I barely know how to do land nav.
I was so fucking good
I was
at
pretty
land
good at
nav.
land nav. My people sucked.
Wait, did they make yours like a competition?
Yes, I was sprinting and those guys
We
could not
were
keep up.
second place because
Oh, that sucks. You didn't get the phone call. How often did you get your phone? Because I got my phone.
every 3 weeks.
You son of a bitch. We got ours once before Family Day.
Oh no, we got
And
our,
like once in the middle. That was like it.
End a red phase, end a white
You
phase.
son of a bitch.
And a blue
They get it like
phase.
every weekend now.
Yeah,
Like every Sunday.
yeah.
That's what I've heard.
Yeah, we got it. Red phase, white phase,
Let me know if
blue
you've had
phase.
a different experience. I
And
guess.
then my AIT was only 4 weeks, and I did one station unit training, so I was there, same barracks and everything,
The whole time.
beginning to end. So like, what the fuck, dude?
Oh my god.
Hi, Heather. Anyways. Yeah, then like
That was pretty great.
Then one day before Family Day, they're just like, you guys just get your phones back now. You can have it all night tonight, all day tomorrow, and all day of graduation. And we're like,
You guys, someone watched porn.
oh,
sure.
dude. Dude. I watched so much porn. I watched so much porn. But
Dude, I slept by my phone on the floor the night from Family Day to graduation. I was like ordering like fucking supplements and shit. And I was like, I'm gonna get so huge again. Then I fucking just passed out beside it. This is so.
You have a basic training stories to tell.
oh yeah, you were in the Navy. Where they're just like dudes slurping each other off in a closet.
Leaving? In that?
Yeah.
She arrived in that.
Oh, we'll have a Halloween party to go to.
Oh.
Can
You're
I
gonna
ask,
get
did you,
raped or something.
What?
did you drive in your car like that?
Yeah.
Nice.
What Halloween party are you going to?
It's at the mall for animals.
Oh my
We're
God.
raising money for animals.
For the aminals.
Yeah.
Okay, bye.
Bye.
Take
Bye,
Jasper.
Wiener. Oh man.
That was great.
Where were we at? We were at the end of basic training.
Yeah,
Oh, no,
sleeping by our cell
six-
phones and watching porn and
6 weeks in is about when you start like getting your thoughts back.
you're like, oh, I'm a living, thinking person.
Yeah, you're like a person, and the drill sergeants kind of lay off of you a
Yeah,
little bit. Like red phase is awful. White phase.
They start to like do the smoking with you in white phase.
Oh really? They did.
That's what they did for us.
They didn't
like
do that
started
for us.
crushing with us. It was pretty cool.
No, so the only difference for us between red phase and white phase was rather than being limited to 10 of each exercise at a time, we had to do 20. That was the only difference.
You
It
mean
was
like-
exactly the same. And we
Like 5 2 counts to like 10 2 counts? Or 4 counts?
no
Sorry.
like so like red phase, yeah, you're like 1 2 3 1 2 3 2, and
we
you
were
would do
only allowed to
10.
like 5.
Oh, yeah,
and then
we
we got to go do 10.
Yeah, we did 10, and then we went to 20 during white phase. And in blue phase, it went up again, but we were getting smoked significantly less, so it didn't really matter. But yeah, you start getting treated like a human again, not like a brainless bot. It's pretty sick. That's normally when you do like your long rucks and all that. And
Yeah.
they did do our ruck with us. That was pretty cool because
That
they were
was
just
cool.
like chatting us up.
Yeah, they
Like-
talk to you the whole time. They're like, "You're hurting, aren't you?" I'm like, "Yeah." They're like, "Are you hungry?" I'm like, "Yeah." They gave me crackers with peanut butter. And I was like, "Thank you."
There was
It was
this
awesome.
We had one drill sergeant that me and him just like fucking clicked for some reason. We were like almost homies. It was so cool.
As close to homies as a drill sergeant private could be.
Yeah, Drill Sergeant Oseguera. I could do an almost perfect impression of him, even though he was Hispanic. And like,
What the fuck are you doing, man? We have one.
no,
of those.
he didn't talk like. He talked like this all the time. It was weird. But like when I was working the ammo shack one day when we were out at a range. And he was just chilling there talking to me the whole time. And I slipped up and I called him OC because that was his nickname instead of calling him Drill Sergeant Oseguera or Drill Sergeant because you're not supposed to use their name.
Yeah.
I called him OC and he was just like, "What'd you say?" I was like,
Drill sergeant?
"Drill Sergeant?" And he's like, "Cool." And he just walks away. But like, yeah, I was doing my ruck and I'm fucking hoofing it because they told us, because we were engineers, and they're like, "We want you to try and finish this in sapper time." So sub 3 hours. That's what sappers do this 12-mile ruck in.
Ours took fucking forever, dude.
And
Sucked ass.
so they were like, and we had one drill sergeant who was a sapper. He's like, "Let me tell you how I got through it. Walk up the uphills, run down the downhills." He's like, "You have a fucking rucksack on your back. It's downhill. You'll barely have to put any effort into running, and you'll get a lot faster." So that's what I did. I made it in 2 hours, 45 minutes. I was the second person back.
We'd all go at the same time. I feel like I had like a fucking fever dream after that. Because I remember like they had us sitting outside. I can't remember if this is real or not, by the way. So like, tell me if this happened to you. Because I was just like, and it was like 4 a.m. And they had us go someplace. So we marched somewhere else and we were all like dying. And then they had us in this, there's tiki torches and there was a fucking like podium with like a thing, like a cauldron type thing, barrel, I don't know. And they were like pouring like rust and sweat and blood and stuff into it.
Oh,
And then they like
the
had
grog.
us all go up there and fucking drink it.
The grog.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That happened?
Yeah.
That wasn't just like a fever dream?
No, that's a thing.
Shit.
Yeah.
I always try to describe that to people and they're like,
We didn't.
You okay?
We did that at the end of black phase, or the end of gold phase, which was when we graduated.
gotcha.
They were like, "You're fucking engineers now. You're gonna drink the engineer grog." It was like grapefruit juice and. some
Mine
other
tasted
stuff.
like dirty dishwater.
That's tough, man.
It was really gross.
Yeah.
Like if I put Dawn dish soap in that and then did all my dishes after doing like spaghetti, after cooking spaghetti.
Yeah.
And then left it all night and it got cold. That's what it would taste like.
Oh, that's terrible.
It was.
Ours was pretty refreshing.
Fuck you.
But yeah, so that drill sergeant, he was like just keeping pace with me the whole time, and just like chatting me up the whole time. Like, "Hey man, how's it going? You lost a lot of weight. Fucking do. So we're just chilling, and it sucked. What did you carry when you did the 12-mile ruck?
Things. I can't remember.
You
They
don't-
just pack
what
our
weapon
bags
you had?
specifically. Oh, I had a saw.
I had a 240.
I had a 249.
240s are so heavy. They're so heavy.
I don't think of. Remind me.
You don't know what a 240? It's a
Brain.
saw, but it's 7.62 instead of.
Oh,
fucking-
really? So yeah, it was fucking heavy.
Yeah, they're big.
That would suck ass.
Yeah, they're big.
I don't know why my brain
They
was
weigh
like.
they weigh like 26 pounds.
Jesus. I think mine was like 18, so yeah,
Yeah.
it's pretty fucking heavy.
So I'm fucking hoofing it with this, and I'm dying. Now this is my fever dream after the ruck was like.
You also had a fever dream?
It seems like it because I was so exhausted after that because just walking and running, my feet were fucking killing me.
The sole of my boot fell off.
Oof.
Yeah, it literally fell off. And the drill sergeant's like, "I'm taking a fucking picture of that." And they did, and I was just like bleeding when I got back. It was very rough.
Yeah, but like there was LaPrade in front of me. He was the first one to finish because he was just big and strong. There was actually this other kid. His name was Enriquez. He got so far ahead of the lieutenant that was leading us that he got lost.
Oh shit.
Yeah, and he ended up coming back right before the 5-hour mark, which is the time limit. And they were like, "Where did you go?" And he like told them everything that he remembered seeing. They're like, "You went like 2 hours off course and you still made it back in 5 hours." Dude was a beast.
That's pretty fucking
It's fucking
impressive.
incredible. Because he was just like, he just took off and we never saw him again until at the 5-hour mark we see him coming and we're like, "Where the fuck have you been, dude? Like, we figured you'd be out there sleeping or something already." He's like, "I got lost, guys." Oh, okay. But yeah, LaPrade was first, I was second, and
How do you
then
figure out where to go? I would have had no fucking clue where
I
to
don't.
go.
I think he just backtracked to the last place he remembered because it was like just a fork where he was like he went right instead of left or something.
He remembered?
I guess.
God damn, that's
he
really
made it
impressive.
back.
Nice fart.
Yeah, that was a good part.
Excellent push. How the, no, seriously. I don't know how like this keeps coming back. Why the fuck did she just come in a hot dog? Like, I was like not ready for that.
Yeah, I wasn't either. I'm like, oh, Heather's gonna be here, and then I see a hot dog. I was like,
I heard you say, "What the fuck?" And I thought,
but yeah,
I was very confused.
so after this ruck, I go in, I peel my fucking boots off, peel my socks off, which were just soaked in sweat, and they were like, okay, you guys get to just fucking chill until the
They let
last
us
person
sleep.
finishes. I didn't take my ruck off, I didn't take my top off, anything. I just stood beside my bed and just fell straight back and slept on my rucksack.
Oh, you didn't do the grog thing first?
No, we did that at the end of Gold Phase.
You didn't do it after the rock?
Mm-mm.
Yeah, because after we did the grog thing, it was like 6 in the morning, and a drill sergeant was like, "Go to sleep," and we're like, we all start looking at each other. He's like, 10, 9, and we're fucking gone. He didn't even hit 6. We were all fucking gone, and we went to sleep. And we wake up, and it's like lunchtime, and drill sergeant's like, "You guys feel better?" We're like, so we get up, we fucking go to lunch.
Dude, it's a special type of exhausted after that ruck. Like, I don't, that's why it's like a fever. I don't remember anything for like 3 days after that.
I remember losing my firing pin in my weapon, and I couldn't find it, and then I found it in like rocks, and I was like, oh, thank God. Because I was like, I don't know how I'm going to turn this thing in, because we were cleaning it outside like the whole fucking, for like however many days before we turned them in.
Yeah.
We're done. But goddamn, I lost that thing. You know, I was like, it's silver. Where the fuck could it have gone? I think someone swiped it, and I found someone else's.
We got to clean inside. We had a classroom where we cleaned our weapons.
Dude, what the fuck?
We
You
had-
were allowed
we
inside
had-
during the day?
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
It
The
was-
only time we were allowed inside when they're like, all right, go change into a blouse with a PT top and your ASU bottoms, and I want a shower shoe on your left foot, and I want a regular boot on your right foot. And you're like, okay, run off in there. And they're like, yeah, you took too long to smoke you.
We
They
even
that,
did
like,
PT
12
inside a
times.
couple times.
You did PT inside?
Yeah. It was too cold to do it outside. Because Missouri, it's fucking bipolar with the weather. It's insane. I would literally woke up one morning, 3:45 or whenever they woke us up, and they're like, the uniform of the day is PT shorts and a long sleeve PT shirt. And it's like, ooh, it's going to be a bit nipply out. That's why we get to wear our long shirt. And I go outside, and there is an inch thick layer of ice on everything. It's like 6 degrees out. There's 60-mile-an-hour winds, and we're like, like it's so cold. And then by 11 a.m., it's 75 and sunny. And we're like, what is going? Is this real?
Dude, it was Heat Cat 5 by like 9 a.m.
Yeah, South
And
Carolina.
we were just like fucking sweating. And then they'd be like, all right, unboss your boots. And we're like, yeah, that's going to fucking help. It's just dying.
Unblouse your boots.
No, seriously, they're like, yep, unblouse your
Yeah.
boots and then uncuff your fucking thing.
Yeah, it'll let them
Like-
breathe.
Yeah, that helps. That fucking helped. That was before they had the new hot weather uniform, so we were just like cooking.
Yeah,
I was also very tanned in my hands and my face. Only.
yeah. Yeah, no, I was there over the winter, and it was fucking, it was like,
Sounds pleasant.
literally you'd wake up and it was just so fucking cold out. We would spend full days outside with shovels just scraping the track free of ice
Just for it to like thaw.
just for it to thaw a few hours later, and we're like, oh my god. But yeah, when it was that cold out, we would have to do PT inside, and they'd be like, split the bays, we'd put all the bunks at the sides of the bay, and we'd do like circuit training, fucking squats. They gave us weights to do stuff with. Did you-
run
did you
and
ever-
run and run and run?
We did do running sometimes. They would be like, okay, you're gonna run a lap around the bay, down the stairs, out the door, out into the fucking frigid outside. So you're like sweating your absolute dick off inside, and then you go outside and you're like, oh, there's ice everywhere. And then you run back and you go inside.
and then they
you
wonder
run
why
up the
people like
stairs.
trip and fall down the fucking stairs and break their shit
Yeah.
like 2 weeks in.
Dude, I had shin splints so
I bet.
fucking bad.
Dude, all we did was fucking run. We didn't have weights. We didn't have anything. I remember the one drill sergeant was mad at me because when we did like squats for our workout or whatever, like our main thing, they'd be mad at me because I went too low. They want you to fucking
Stop when your legs
go
are
like that
Oh.
instead of like,
Oh.
and I would go.
Oh. Yeah, they were like,
Like-
keep your feet flat.
Well, no, that's just because I'm fat now.
Oh.
Yeah, it was like this, and it was actually much deeper. But
Oh.
yeah,
Yeah, see, we couldn't do that when they would do like the squat bender, and they'd be like 1, and then you fucking, and then they just make you hold it, and then as they're bitching you out, you're just fucking, and then, but if anybody was like just a little too high, they'd come by and like push your ass down. If you're like resting on your calves, they'd grab you by the
I think
collar
that's why
and
they
pull
didn't
you up.
like when I'd squat that low, because they're like, oh, you're supposed to be like pausing it.
Yeah, I hated
Give
that.
me some weights then.
Fucking make me push. 8 count push-ups all the way. I do not care. But when I heard the squat bender, I'm like, oh, no. Ew.
On that note, we're at an hour too.
Damn, really?
Yeah.
Did you just sniff that?
No.
Man, we didn't even let Edwards get a word in.
We did talk a long time about.
We did.
No,
There's a
that's
lot of
fine.
things to talk
It
about.
was
Basic.
entertaining.
It's fucking
Good
hilarious.
stories.
Yeah, if anybody...
I'm skull fucking you, private. that was
That
so
is
bad.
one of my favorite moments from all of basic training.
Shh, I'm skull fucking.
It was so good. It was Drill Sergeant
That should be
Cornejo.
the title.
Skull fucking you private. That's a good title.
Oh, then you just come here. You need this for the thumbnail.
Oh.
Go ahead.
Okay.
Nope.
Oh,
Do it.
skull fuck myself?
Let's go fuck me. Let's go fuck me. Come on.
No, you're.
No, you be drill sergeant.
Oh. You just fucking, he's just like. It was the funniest shit I've ever seen.
Oh, that's gonna be a
loved
great
it.
thumbnail.
Dude, I fucking loved it. Like I said, basic training is the best experience you never want to do again. Even though
I would do it again to be a drill
I
sergeant.
would do it 100. I would 100% do it again to be a drill sergeant. Just all the shit that my drill sergeant. Actually, no.
AT would be awesome. It's
Let-
literally just a 3-week cycle.
And okay, we're at an hour 5. I don't care. What do you think about them getting rid of shark attack?
Bullshit.
Right? Have you seen
It
the
should be
thing?
the
that-
exact same thing that I went through.
Have you seen what they do now?
No.
Okay, it's called the first 100 yards, and you calmly.
They only do 100 yards.
They don't do shit. They calmly file out of the buses, sit their bags down, and get in formation. And then all the drill sergeants get in front of them. And they like fucking start popping smoke grenades and shit. And then they're like, oh, moving in a wedge formation through the smoke. And then they're like, okay, privates, now that you saw that inspiring thing that your drill sergeants just did, we have to move these MRE boxes. And then they move them from here, a big old pyramid of MRE boxes, and they put them over here and stack them back in a pyramid. And that's it.
Why? All my trauma.
I'm pretty sure I broke a girl's eye socket in Shark Attack.
Honestly, that's probably one of the reasons they don't do it. Is because I had a buddy that went through. I don't remember what he said happened, but he was kind of doing one of your PT things, and he fell down the stairs and broke his fucking arm, almost graduating.
Yeah.
And got kicked out. But because of things like that, that's why they're not allowed to do that kind of stuff no more.
Dumb. Let privates hurt themselves. And let drill sergeants hurt them. I only got to see one drill sergeant hit a kid.
It is funny though.
It was drill sergeant Bullard, this fucking massive dude, and he always wore beanies when we were out on the range. He never wore his hat, and he always had his beanie like fucking right there,
Oh god.
like so you could barely see his eyes.
Yeah, that's just like a drill sergeant.
And he-
of course they did.
Yeah, and he like walked around like this all the time.
Was he jacked?
No,
Oh.
but he's like, all right, privates. He did like this weird sigh thing. And he's like, if any of you flag a battle buddy or one of my battle buddies, I will put boots to your chest. And I was like, somebody negligent discharge, please, God. Somebody. Boom! And there was this one kid, his name was Lawrence. He was from Georgia. He negligent discharged on 3 different ranges. But the first one, Yeah.
Oh my.
Yeah,
God.
it was like the qualifying ranges.
Oh my god.
Yeah. So, but the first one, he's like running over with his fucking weapon over towards where he's going to shoot. And for some reason, even though they gave us clear instructions, do not load your weapon until you are prone and ready to fire. And we fucking tell you to. As he's getting there, he's like, slams a mag up in there, racks the bolt forward, and then just boom, shoots one off into the ground. And
Did you cease fire and shit?
yeah, they're like,
God.
everybody hit the fucking deck. So like everybody drops, and then Drill Sergeant Bullard you see him just like you can see it in his eyes.
Did he know?
He's like, it's happening. And he fucking, you see him take these big steps, and then he just fucking bam kicks this dude square in the chest. And I was like, yeah! He did it!
We had one guy. I don't remember what happened, but we were leaving the range and he like his weapon like slightly pointed at him as he turned, and he fucking dropped him. And he goes, "If you do that again, Private, I will skull fuck you!" And we're all like, "Oh dear Lord!"
Yeah, it just
Drill
it
Sergeant
was,
Rubio is fucking
it
hilarious.
was like slow motion because he was a big dude. He was like sick. He was like Edward's height. So he's got these long. He's just like, what's happening, guys? What? Just kicks this dude as hard as he can.
What if that shit happens like every cycle?
He had like this giant bruise, like straight.
I can't believe he wasn't kicked out.
Yeah, I know. He
Wow.
got kicked off of those 3 ranges in a row, and then we went
Ball?
to somehow yes, because like we did like a practice
So you
range,
didn't even get to 0?
and then no,
God damn.
he used somebody else's M4.
Nice.
Yeah, so he was in line, and then when they came back,
Do you
they
think
just
they
like
fuck
fucking.
with all the M4s when you get there? Just like,
Oh yeah, to make
Yeah.
it so far out of 0.
because like I remember my first range, they had 0'd us, and then like I'm 90% sure they like fucked my weapon up. Because when I went to shoot, there was like that 25-meter target, and I was like bang, and I missed, and I was like bang, 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 and I shoot a perfect score. Like, I was like, what the hell's happening right now?
Yeah, wait, hold on. This might make you mad.
No.
Do you have open sights?
Yeah. Well, iron sights. You son of a bitch.
ACOG.
What the fuck?
We all had ACOGs.
Dude, that is so unfair. God damn it. We shot exclusively iron sight.
No.
Fuck you. What the hell? I just went to the wrong place.
You did, dude. Engineers were sick. Okay.
What the hell?
We're done now. I'm done torturing Tibbs with how much better basic training was for me than him, even though we went the same year.
Was it? Yeah, mine was
2016.
2016.
You were
Like,
summer, I was winter.
You son of a bitch.
Yeah, I went November and
Technically
got
went
out.
after me.
Yeah.
That's weird.
Yeah, I went November of 2016 and graduated March of 2017.
It's so fucking unfair.
But yeah, so come back next week. Love you. Bye.